Hello and welcome to Outside View Scandals, the channel where we peel back the layers of history's most infamous controversies. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about political scandals of the modern era, the Monica Lewinsky affair. It's a story of power, betrayal and media frenzy set against the backdrop of 1990s America. A tale that proves once again that truth can indeed be stranger and messier than fiction. The scandal centers around two key figures: Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, and Monica Lewinsky, a White House intern. Clinton, a charismatic and highly popular president at the time, was serving his second term. Lewinsky, then in her early 20s, was a recent college graduate eager to make her mark in Washington, D.C. The two began a sexual relationship during Clinton's presidency, a relationship that would go on to spark one of the biggest political crises in American history. To understand how it all began, we need to go back to 1995, when Lewinsky started her internship at the White House. She worked in the West Wing, where she frequently crossed paths with the president. By her own admission, she was immediately taken with Clinton's charm and charisma. The feeling, it seems, was mutual. Their relationship reportedly began in late 1995 and continued on and off for nearly 2 years. And now, let's address the elephant in the room. A US president having a relationship with an intern, a subordinate less than half his age, is already a recipe for controversy. Add to the fact that Clinton was married to Hillary Rodham Clinton, and you've got the makings of a scandal tailor-made for tabloid headlines. Oh, and how the tabloids feasted. The affair might have remained a private matter if it weren't for one key player, and that's Linda Tripp. Tripp was a colleague of Lewinsky at the Pentagon, where Lewinsky had been reassigned after her internship ended. The two developed a friendship, and Lewinsky confided in Tripp about her relationship with Clinton. Unbeknownst to Lewinsky, Tripp began secretly recording their conversations. Yeah, this is where the soap opera levels up. Tripp eventually passed the tapes to independent counsel Kenneth Starr, who was already investigating Clinton for unrelated matters, including a failed real estate venture known as Whitewater. Starr saw the Lewinsky affair as an opportunity to expand his investigation. In January 1998, the story broke publicly when it was reported by the Drudge Report, an online news site. And just like that, the scandal exploded into the public eye. Clinton initially denied the allegations. During a press conference on January 26, 1998, he famously declared, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." It was a line that would become one of the most infamous denials in political history. Unfortunately for Clinton, the evidence said otherwise. The investigation uncovered physical evidence of the affair, most notably a blue dress belonging to Lewinsky that contained traces of Clinton's DNA. Yes, even CSI couldn't have scripted this better. As the evidence mounted, Clinton's denials became increasingly untenable. In August 1998, he finally admitted to having an inappropriate relationship with Lewinsky during a grand jury testimony. And this admission marked a turning point not just for Clinton, but for the nation. The scandal wasn't just about the affair itself, it was about lying under oath. And Clinton's denial of the relationship during a deposition in a separate sexual harassment lawsuit brought by Paula Jones led to accusations of perjury and obstruction of justice. And these charges became the basis for his impeachment by the House of Representatives in December 1998. And now let's pause for a moment. Impeachment is a serious constitutional process intended to address abuses of power and threats to the republic. So it's not every day you see it invoked over a blue dress and a White House affair. But such were the stakes in the politically charged environment of the 1990s. The impeachment trial in the Senate began in January 1999, making Clinton only the second US president in history to face such a proceeding. The charges against him, perjury and obstruction of justice, were hotly debated. Clinton's defenders argued that his actions, while morally questionable, did not rise to the level of high crimes and misdemeanors required for removal from office. His critics, meanwhile, insisted that lying under oath and abusing his power were serious enough offenses to warrant impeachment. In the end, Clinton was acquitted by the Senate. The vote fell largely along party lines, with neither charge receiving the two-thirds majority needed for conviction. Clinton remained in office, but his presidency was forever marred by the scandal. And what about Monica Lewinsky? Unlike Clinton, she didn't have a political party or a loyal base of supporters to shield her from public scrutiny. She became the face of the scandal, vilified in the media and ridiculed in late-night comedy routines. Her life was turned upside down, and it took years for her to reclaim her narrative and rebuild her life. Looking back, the Lewinsky affair raises questions about power dynamics, media ethics, and the public's appetite for scandal. At its core, this was a story about the abuse of power and the consequences of personal decisions made in the public eye. It also exposed the double standards of how men and women are treated in the aftermath of scandals. Clinton, despite the controversy, left office with high approval ratings and went on to enjoy a successful post-presidency. Lewinsky, on the other hand, faced a much harsher fallout. But let's not forget the irony of it all. The scandal that nearly brought down a presidency also gave us one of the most memorable political soundbites in history. It turned a little-known independent counsel into a household name, and it forever changed the way we talk about power, accountability, and personal misconduct in politics. So, what do you think? Was the Lewinsky affair a tragic case of personal flaws being weaponized for political gain, or was it a necessary reckoning for abuses of power at the highest level? So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below the video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more dives into history's most fascinating scandals. Thank you for watching Outside View Scandals, and I'll see you in the next video, and one of them is right here in the end screen.